that time of year again when I go ahead and just go over the different plant sales and events going on in the Flagstaff area. I wanted to start this video out though, so it is late March right now, and I've been getting people, because it's been so warm, I've been getting people who contacted me about getting garden starts like tomatoes and peppers and things. And I just want to make sure to remind people that our average last frost date is usually, well, it is May 15th, and we still often get freezes later than that. So we're talking about a month and a half away still, that the average last frost date is. And I guess I'm not going to say you can't plant things like tomatoes and things, but do so knowing that we probably are still going to have some freezes that could even dip down into the single digits. I wouldn't be surprised if we get snow still, and just be aware of that. So if you're gonna go out and get starts, even like lettuce and things that are cold hardy but not cold hardy down below a certain level, don't spend your whole garden start budget before May 15th or so. Because I'm not saying it's not possible, but it surprised the heck out of me if we didn't get some very cold temperatures still in April and early May. So brace yourself for some temperature swings. Welcome to Flagstaff. So currently, things that are ongoing. There's the Mountain Town Market has been going on through the winter because it's been such a mild winter. Currently they're selling on Sundays at the City Hall parking lot from 9 to 1, and it's a variety of vendors. We're going to be there it'll be there through the end of April, and we will also, weather permitting, we'll go ahead and sell there. And I know Flagstaff Grown has been posting that they're going to be selling there too. I didn't see them last week, but I think the Aaron will probably be there starting this upcoming weekend. So that'd be something to check out. Other things that are ongoing, the Warner's Root Camp is going to be going through, I think, the second week of June. So those are Saturdays at 10 o'clock, a variety of topics. I'm sure that they have them listed on their website that are garden related. It's $10 to sign up, but then they give you like a $10 coupon to go spend at the nursery. So you're not really out any money if you're planning on already buying some things from there anyway. So that's something that's definitely worth checking out. And that's, like I said, happening now. Willow Bend is going to be having, not sure exactly when I'll post this, but they have a seed starting workshop on the 28th. That'll be led by Tina of Elevated Gardening. I've been trying to keep a better eye on what's going on with Willow Bend because they have a variety of educational workshops. Only some of them are garden related, but it's definitely worth seeing what they have available on a regular basis. Flagstaff Food Link has also been posting or been coordinating some different events, so it's definitely, or participating in and advertising for different events. So if you're not on their email list, it's not a bad idea to join that if you're interested in some other garden related topics, workshops, events, all kinds of cool stuff. The Flagstaff Community Market, so the big market downtown, is going to be starting in May. As far as I'm aware, that's going to be from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And that'll be Sundays, as it has been historically. We'll be there through the entire season, so May to October. And as usual, it'll probably be a pretty busy full market. So come on down, and there's everything from food to crafts to local growers, and see what they have available. We will also be running a market in May and June, if you haven't been before, over at Pine Forest Charter School on Saturdays. This is East Flagstaff for anybody who doesn't want to have to go all the way over to West Flagstaff. It's a lot more low-key than a lot of the other markets. So if you're overwhelmed by larger markets, this is the market for you because it's quite small. So it's going to be, the gardener's market is the portion that we run. So usually we have somewhere around 4 or 5 local growers that are going to be selling garden starts, seeds, garden related items. We'll personally have, you know, fruit trees, small shade trees, herbs, just a whole variety of things for your garden. We'll try and we'll also have sheep wool fertilizer, Oyas, locally written gardening books. We'll have a nice spread of things. Hopefully everything you need to start your gardening journey this year. During the month of May, we have workshops going that are free and open to the public at the Gardeners Market. They'll be at 10 a.m. each Saturday. So the first one is going to be on May 2nd, and Tina of Elevated Gardening is going to be doing a Flagstaff Gardening 101 class to start us off. Then on May 9th, we'll have Ryan Gordon he's been a couple of times, he'll be doing his homemade fermented fertilizer workshop, which is always interesting. May 16th, we'll have Adair Patterson with NA Research Greenhouse, and she's going to be teaching people about using natural dyes, which I have a couple shirts that she dyed for me that have really held up well, so she definitely knows what she's doing. May 30th, so May 23rd we will not have a workshop because of the Master Gardener sale, which I'll get into in a little bit, but all of the vendors are going to be at the Master Gardener sale. So if you want garden starts, that's the place to be on May 23rd. May 30th, I'm going to go ahead and do a perennial herbs for Flagstaff workshop. And then of course we'll have some perennial herbs for sale afterwards, but it'll be a really great way to just familiarize yourself with the things that do really well here. Let's see, so yes, getting into the Master Gardener sale. It's usually from 10 a.m. I believe 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to be at the Museum of Northern Arizona. It is the biggest plant sale in Flagstaff, and usually, so the reason they do it that week in May is because that's really the time that you want to start gardening in earnest. Before then, I don't buy any of warm season or plant out any of the warm season crops that I've grown, just because either I've put in a lot of time or I've put in a decent amount of money, and I just don't want to roll the dice before then. So that's definitely the time to show up and get your garden starts. There's a ton of different growers. There are growers who that's the only plant sale that they grow for. So a lot of really cool local varieties of plants. And again, we'll be selling not just garden starts, but perennials, wildflowers, shrubs, trees, the whole 9 yards. Everything we've got, we'll pull it out there. Let's see. We're also going to be experimenting with having an open nursery day at Lily of the Field Nursery here in Upper Greenlaw on Fridays from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. just during the months of May and June. And we'll see if it ends up working out well. We'll probably end up extending that later into the season. So if you're interested in coming by, that'll be an easy way. You don't have to set up an appointment that way. So you're welcome to set up an appointment, and we can do one-on-one where I'll go ahead and show you the plants, and you're welcome to come buy things. But if you want to be able to just stop by and peruse things, then Fridays will be the day to do that. And that'll be at our home nursery at 3565 North Jameson Boulevard, not South Jameson, North Jameson Boulevard. It's pretty easy to tell. There's plants all over the place and a greenhouse on the south side of the building. If you do decide to come though, please be considerate of our neighbors. You want me to leave that in?
Oh no.
You're getting... It doesn't go that far. Right, if you do decide to come by on those Fridays though, please be considerate of the fact that this is a residential area, and don't park in front of our neighbors' driveways. the annual ARB sales. There's usually 2 every year. Monsoon sale, we pray for rain, and then monsoon sale will be July 11th this year. I believe usually they start at 9 o'clock and it's open to members only 9 to 11, and then from 11 to 2 I think is when it's open to the general public. Don't quote me on that, and I will share the flyer on our social media, our Facebook and Instagram, and I'll probably go ahead and send out an email also. And then they also have a fall plant sale, which is really the best time to plant. If you haven't seen my interview with Gina at the Arboretum, the horticulturalist there, then I feel like that's definitely worth a watch. It's got a lot of great information in there about why fall planting is the best. For perennials, obviously, not for tomatoes. But that'll be September 12th, will be their fall plant sale. And again, same basic time frame. That tends to be the plant sale that I bring some of our more obscure native plants to, because those are the folks that tend to really enjoy those. And then also just a reminder, so the Master Gardeners do have a meeting every second Thursday of the month at Shepherd of the Hills at 6 p.m. The meetings are open to the public, and they'll usually have a garden-related talk from someone local who, I know that Julie McDonald has given talks there. I've given talks there. Trying to think who else that I personally know. But I've been to a few of them. They have some really neat discussions, and they're really pretty educational. And then they usually have snacks also, which is nice. And then you can get to know some of the other local growers who have a lot of really good base knowledge for the Flagstaff area as well. And you can kind of decide if you would be interested in participating in the Master Gardener program also. If you know of any other workshops or events that are going on, feel free to include those in the comments below. It's always good to have more information so that it's hard to grow in Flagstaff, so that people have more opportunity to support local growers, to buy better adapted plants for this area, or to participate in educational talks and workshops and things. So thank you for watching this video again. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions about any of these events, and again, I'll try and post all of this information. I'll send out a list of flyers later in the season, but I also will have a lot of the information. I'll share the flyers on our Facebook page and Instagram so that people can, just as a reminder that some of the events are going on. And I hope to see all of you at some of the markets and workshops that we're doing this year. All right.